Well, welcome back, everyone, back to our Radio Maria Canada Mariathon this month. And of course, we are so excited. We've had amazing guests along the way. And I'm telling you, everyone, the excitement just never stops. We've got two amazing women who will offer you the kind of support that we as Catholics and seniors and youth, especially our seniors, please pay attention. If you are a caregiver, if you are a senior yourself, you will want to listen to this segment of our programming today. Please welcome with me Kathy Matusiak Costa. She is the Director of Compassionate Community Care, pardon me. And we also have Suzanne Lozinski, and she is the Program Coordinator for the Compassionate Community Care organization. We are so thrilled that you have joined us, and we have not a whole lot of time to talk, but I am excited because I know this is a much needed interview, much needed information. So welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
All right, let's begin with you, Kathy. Tell us about the Compassionate Community Care Organization. Where are you? What is it that you do?
Sure. So I have been a longtime friend and supporter of Compassionate Community Care. Recently, I completed the National Catholic Certification Program in Healthcare Ethics from the National Catholic Bioethics Center in Philadelphia. So my actual research and focus in life issues in particular stem around euthanasia, also known as MAID, or it's a term made up in Canada, which means assisted suicide, and its effects on society, as well as advocating for and the need for proper palliative care. I'm the director of Compassionate Community Care, and we're a registered Canadian charity located in London, Ontario. However, we serve Canadians across our great nation. Some of our work includes the Caring for Our Own and Being With My Story program. This is an exciting visiting training program to help and take care of those you love. It's a simple yet profound way to be connected in the community, especially with those who are most vulnerable. We share the My Story training and opportunity with participants, and it's a proven and effective form of reminiscent therapy. So sharing of one's story. Anyone can do it with their loved one. We've had many people, myself included, and others who've joined or heard of us, and they've done this with their own loved ones to help them regain hope and zeal for life. It's simply sharing their stories. We teach people to become trained and dedicated volunteer visitors who offer friendship, real companionship to those they know in their faith communities or their agencies and abroad. We're bringing back visiting the elderly in a tangible, easy, and profound way. We host also a patient advocacy training, which shares with participants how to be effective community advocates, why it's important to join these individuals we care for at the doctor's office, on medical appointments. These are being offered regularly. They're free of charge online, and we can also set up special in-person trainings for groups as well. Our training programs help to empower participants to empower others. They offer effective ways to reduce social isolation and loneliness and learn ways to improve the quality of life and well-being of elderly, especially those who are most vulnerable in our community. Also, I'll just mention quickly here, Compassionate Community Care launched two new exciting programs, a seniors calling service, connecting those who are shut in or isolated with the friendly callers, and to speak with them on a regular basis. I'll let Suzanne share about that. And also, we have a healing retreat. It's a collaborative effort for those who are suffering following the loss of loved ones to euthanasia. And this healing retreat is an opportunity to have guided sharing, a pastoral talk, memorial service, and a supper with a group of caring leaders who specialize in healing through complicated grief and trauma. And that includes pastoral members and certified counselors. So those two events are happening this year. We have one in July and one in November. And if you or someone you know has lost someone you love to euthanasia, feel free to give us a call or contact us at beingwith.org. Finally, I'm just going to let you know we have a free and confidential helpline. It's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week helpline for crisis and people who need, and we provide advice, help, and support regarding euthanasia and suicide prevention and end-of-life treatment issues. The number, if you'd like to record it, it's 1-855-675-8749. You may also reach us.
Sorry, can you run that a little by us again, a little slowly?
Sorry, yes. It's the number is 1-855-675-8749. And you can also reach us online at beingwith.org or compassionatecommunitycare.org. And I must say, our helpline, callers come in routinely throughout the day, throughout the evening even. And I just received one this morning of a person in crisis. So we help everyone to the best of our ability and capacity. And it's a wonderful organization doing very important work. I myself, personally, just a little bit of background. I'm a very busy mother. I'm married and I have a young family of 5 kids, ages 7 to 1.5 years old. I live just outside of Toronto, and I enjoy helping and serving others and advocating for those who are most vulnerable on these issues that matter. I have started a seniors visiting program within our circle of parents, and we actively participate in leading by example with my little ones accompanying me. And I speak to groups within the GTA and across Canada on the issue of cultivating the theme of responsibility for one another, discipleship, and genuine care by fostering the desire to build a stronger, better equipped network of caring and compassionate volunteers, thereby creating communities that advocate for and uphold the value and dignity of human life. Although CCC, Compassion Community, is not a religious organization, and we have a non-religious mission, we do welcome people from all spiritual backgrounds. Personally, I am a believer, and I firmly believe that it does not matter a person's background or spirituality. We can draw people to truth. And for me, that's real. And so I think through our work and our kindness, and in this sense, the acts of mercy, I feel many groups and organizations would similarly be aligned with our work and mission.
Wow. That's all I can say is wow. Well, we've come from Johnny Baby, who's talking about the youth in universities, to our elderly. That's amazing. I have a 93-year-old mother who lives alone, who lives independently. The place is immaculate. And I had actually, Kathy, to be honest, we had just an issue not that long ago, and the suggestion was that, to have her interact more with others. But I can't get her to leave the condo. She won't go. Mind you, she does take her walker. She walks to the mall, which is like a 2-minute walk, and she meets other ladies, but her problem is hearing. And so, but she goes and she pushes herself and goes, and then I'll come in the afternoon and we watch poker together, and we watch Maury Povich. These are her things that she loves. So we sit and we watch these things, and we'll have a cup of coffee or something together. She's like 8 minutes away from me, so it's okay. But it's how do you get a person who, as I say, who's so into their routine? I mean, it is change is hard, no matter what. I mean, we as an elementary teacher going from one school to another or under different leadership, yeah, change was hard. But how do you help a senior get out of their comfort zone to get them to say, you know what? And I said to her, "Well, come on, I'll go with you. We'll go." No, she wants no part of it.
Mhm.
So,
I find oftentimes seniors like speaking with other seniors and people who are in their same stage of life. And so they really associate or they connect with those who are in their same life state or stage of life. And so, for example, my father just recently sadly passed away in December. But before that, we were able to have moments together which were so endearing and enriching for both me and my children, my whole family, because we could use this reminiscent therapy. So even if she's, for example, more homebound and she prefers to stay in, she could welcome the opportunity to be interviewed by you. And if you were open to it, we could send you a my story and you could literally interview your own mom. Because I'm sure there's stories or recollections you could share with her and capture now while she's able to communicate them to you. We've had people who've done this program and they've just simply interviewed their own grandparent and they loved it because they captured them before the person went through dementia or Alzheimer's. And so with my own father, we did this, and I could never take those moments back because they were so important to me. And now looking back, now almost 6 months later, I still find myself reading over this beautiful story of his life and reminding myself of things I would have never known had I not taken the time to do it. And even the calling service, which I'm sure Suzanne will touch on, I think is a wonderful opportunity for her to connect others, and many of whom are seniors themselves, and they
Yeah.
can speak to her in her state and in her life place right now.
Mhm.
Beautiful. So I am interested in that the interview
Yes,
package. So definitely be looking out for that. Suzanne, welcome, my dear. So you are the program coordinator. So let's talk about that and your role. By the way, do you have five children too?
I do. I
What?
do.
Are you
I
serious?
I so happen to have five. They're grown now, but my youngest is 18 and my daughter is 29, and we just became grandparents within the
Oh my
last month, so we
goodness.
now have a grandchild.
Isn't that the best?
It is. It is the best.
It
So
is the best. My daughter has one and another one on the way, and we're just thrilled. I know what that's all about. Oh my gosh, my husband keeps saying, "Stop buying, stop buying."
I know
Oh, I keep buying.
there takes quite a bit to get me away from doing that, but no,
Right. So
just love.
let's talk about this now. How long have you been with the compassionate community care?
Yeah, so I started actually as of September 2024. I have a bit of a connection with actually with Alex. I've known Alex for a number of years, and he's he's the coordinator at Euthanasia Prevention Coalition. He's the founder, and hence I've actually been subscribing to their newsletters and reading quite a bit up on compassionate community care. So I started in the fall of 2024. And it was, as I said to Kathy when I started, this is very near and dear to my heart because I actually cared for my own mother in our home for almost a decade. So I had experience firsthand with dealing with care and, CC, the other organizations that are involved with care. So when I saw it, it was something that really spoke to my heart in terms of coordinating and creating. And so I actually also, I mean, there's an epidemic of loneliness. We know that studies are showing that more and more, even when seniors are living amongst family members, as Kathy mentioned earlier, there is a need to connect on their own level. There's a need to recognize that, I'm still somebody who has needs and interests and speak to somebody who is of the similar stage of life. So I found with my own mom, even getting a call once a week, despite the fact she lived with us, from an old neighbor or a parishioner, from her old parish, it changed her demure. It changed the way she responded to, her care and just everything about how the day unfolded for my mom. And so when I saw that they were looking for someone to really work on developing the program. I applied and I started working, and it's been about almost, I guess, about 7 months or so of developing it. And the beauty of it is this is a response to that epidemic of loneliness, but in a simple, very easy way to be able, through a volunteer, make a connection with often a senior who is homebound, who can't, be as active as other seniors. And so I developed the program. It includes a general information, some interviewing, and then some screening, of course. And then I connect and work with, compatibility. Once I interview the senior, I find out what their likes, their dislikes. Some of them speak another language, or often have interests. I have one lady who is calling a senior, and she used to be a financial planner, and this senior herself was in that particular area. So I try to do my best to connect like with like. And to me, it's such a beautiful way to bring hope to often a senior who feels hopeless and desperate and depressed and feeling uncared for, even when they do have care coming into their home once or twice a day. And
Right.
so, yeah, it's actually interesting. I was thinking about even the radio as a means to be able, this is, you're meeting people for where they're at, and similarly, this is what this program is doing, meeting them for where they're at, and bringing some sense of you matter to their lives. And so the hope is, again, I'm just starting to meet with retirement residences and program coordinators to just bring the program into places where seniors meet. And often there's seniors who would love to volunteer to connect with another senior. They want to hear their, as Kathy said, their story. I'm meeting with another home next week locally. And this is a beautiful way to, as Kathy was mentioning, for seniors to meet seniors. And I've thoroughly enjoyed working on it. It's just a wonderful opportunity to bring into churches. And again, we bring I'm kind of going wherever the need presents itself. But I mean, we're open, in terms of recruitment. I mean, it can be someone who's a neighbor, it can be someone who's within your parish community, or someone at your, I have a gentleman who swims a few times a week at a community center, a senior who still very active, but very lonely. He just recently lost his wife. And, I have 2 or 3 volunteers, different ones, checking in with the same senior. He loves the variety. And he speaks Italian, so I've been attempting through my Italian volunteers to bring the language, to bridge that gap between language. So we do it all that way. And so that's the beauty of the program. Mhm.
Oh, it's amazing. What a beautiful program to, as you say, you're bringing in like-minded, the same age. And I think really that is the key, isn't it? Because as much as we love our parents and do our best to reciprocate what they did for us, it's not the same. I know speaking again from my own background, my mom lost all her friends. She and another lady who were through the war were in an orphanage. And she has phoned my mom and said, she said, you and I are the last ones. And really the phone doesn't ring. It's me phoning 3 or 4 times, then going to see her, taking her grocery shopping, the needs, the medical issues, or eye doctor or hearing aids or whatever, But it would be nice for her to meet other women like herself.
Yes.
That would be even, I know she would love it if it was somebody on her floor, if it was, but people, and my hope was she had lived in a house. And then, of course, once she moved into a condo, I actually thought, it was a surprise to me, but I actually thought she was going to bump into so many people. I
Yeah.
thought because she's very much a social person. She's
Mhm.
not quiet and introverted like me. Right.
Yeah.
She talks, but it's as quiet as can be. The place is scary. It's like you don't see anybody on the elevator, you don't see anybody in the hall, you don't hear any conversation. So she is very much isolated. And it's the moment she steps out of the condo that she interacts and then goes to the mall and interacts with everybody, the drugstore that she knows all the pharmacists there and everybody. But
Yes.
it's hard. I'm at a standstill myself as a caregiver, wondering what else could I possibly do. I have put her in touch with her brother because he's 88 and
Mm.
he has suffered another stroke. And but it isn't easy. It's not the same. It's a woman. She wants to be with, like
Yes.
my brother lives in out of town, and she says, I don't want him to come. She says, I want you. Okay, so I come, of course, but it's not the same.
No, it isn't. And I discovered that with my own mother, which is why I would be happy to speak with your mom, because we have a number of volunteers currently who are looking, female volunteers, to be able to connect. Some have retired, others are still working. And I would be happy to speak with your mom and let her know a little bit about it. I mean, again, it's when it's somebody else. And I discovered that myself with my own mom.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
started down her path.
Well, everyone, now, Kathy and Suzanne, this is a fundraising event. So we're here on Radio Maria Canada, and we are global. We have over 90 countries, and it's our 30th year that we're celebrating our gala and everything else that we're having happening here at Radio Maria. We're asking all our listeners to make a donation. Why do you think this is such an important platform? Go ahead, Kathy.
I think Catholic radio, especially Radio Maria, is essential. It being the only Catholic radio we have it's extremely vital right now because when I tune in, I can sympathize with other listeners. We need a place where you have peace. It's a real presence when you have something sounding in your home through your day where you can go to and you have a gift and an opportunity to listen to good, solid programming. Catholic radio brings to every person who listens and tunes in a hope, just like this community of hope, and just like what we're doing in person and online and everywhere else where you can try to connect with people. You're raising the bar. We need radio that draws people back to Jesus and God in their everyday lives to continue to be in the homes of more Canadians. Unfortunately, I see this, and I'm sure some of you might see this too. And Canada has become a country which has largely turned its back on God, and it shows in our culture, in our family life, and everything. So it's about time we turn that around. We change that sentiment and become a culture that cares. And as my own personal pastor and priest, Father Mario Salvadori, he often reminds his parishioners, we need to raise the bar among Catholics as Christians. We can do
Yes.
more and we should do more.
Absolutely. Beautifully said. Did you want to jump in there, Suzanne?
It's interesting. I wrote a few notes down. That's precisely what I was going to say. I mean, Catholic radio meets people for where they're at, and that's very similar to what our program is aiming to do, is connect people where they're at. And you're mentioning the fundraising part of it. I mean, we're all in it together, and I think this type of support for one another and helping people understand why we do what we do, certainly, as Kathy said, to impart hope, similar to the radio station,
Yeah.
to bring hope to those who, like our program, are hopeless, are living in a sense of nobody cares for me, nobody wants to listen to me. And that's exactly how we can connect the two. We can bridge them.
Beautiful. So, the late Pope Francis had said this was the year of the Pilgrims of Hope, and
Yeah.
that's what we all are, brothers and sisters. We're all pilgrims of hope. We're all trying to spread the gospel, to encourage you, to nurture you, to strengthen your faith, and to realize that you're not alone on this earth. That God is with you through everything. That rely on your faith and feel that you can be strengthened. Brothers and sisters, I know times are tough. Believe me, I totally understand. We all do. But even any donation, no donation is too great or too small. It doesn't matter. But make a donation. Please, we encourage you to make a donation today by calling this number 416 245 7117, and also e-transfer, just quick and easy e-transfer donations at radiomaria.ca. And of course, our lovely ladies, Kathy Matusiak Costa, Director of Compassionate Community Care, and Suzanne Lozinski, our Program Coordinator of the Compassionate Community Care Organization. Their helpline is, I'm going to repeat it, and then I would also encourage you to check out the website. The helpline is 1-855 675 8749, and it is being BEING, being with WITH.org, being with. So if you want to email, go to info at beingwith.org. So please, brothers and sisters, check out, there'll be other information brought that we will make sure that all our seniors, no matter what language you speak, that you will be in touch with these lovely ladies who have an incredible, wonderful community care programs that they're offering and support for you. You don't have to go through this darkness alone, whether you're a caregiver or you're a senior. There is plenty to do, and there's lots of hope. So I can't thank you enough for being with us this afternoon. Is there something else you would like to jump in and add there, Kathy? Yeah.
I would love to say I'm so inspired by the work that Radio Maria does. I personally pledged to make a donation today. So once I finished, we were going to jump on a call, and I'm going to call and make a donation. So I pledge my own support. I think we need to stand behind good things, and good things continue when good people back them up. And so, as a part of this greater community of hopeful pilgrims, like you said, I'm personally pledged to donate. And I'm so inspired by the work you're doing. Thank you for having us.
Well, we are truly grateful that you were able to come to the station to be with us. You're amazing women, and what a wonderful, wonderful, important programs and organization that you have. It is called the Compassionate Community Care. Please, brothers and sisters, beingwith.org, please look them up. You're going to find plenty of information, including myself, which I will be in touch with you ladies. So thank you so much. God
Thank you.
bless you and continued work, and congratulations, Grandma Suzanne.
Thank
And Kathy, you have 5 children, so you're going to be a grandma many times over.
Yes.
That's wonderful. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon here on Radio Maria Canada and during our Mariathon. Thanks so much again.